Good evening, everybody, and welcome to week number 2 in the group stages of the CEA Overwatch tournament. I'm Big Hungry Phil. With me is Man of Class, and coming up first, we have Discord, Orb of Discord versus Asure Software. I believe they're just going by Asure for their team name, but that can
Yep.
wait a minute. Man of Class, how's life? What do we got to look forward to? What's the crack today?
Look, life is always beautiful. We have an evening of Overwatch to look forward to, and it's not just one game. We're doing another one after. So
Woohoo.
even if you're not really ready for this one, you can still take a little bit of a break and come back later for the other. But yeah, we're starting indeed with Ashore versus Discord's Orb of Discord. And I mean, I'm looking forward to it personally. I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure where we're ending up with an SR range because both teams wouldn't say they're refusing to give it, but it's once again one of those mixed situations, right? So they're um not really in a situation where they can really say this is their average SR, because it's really not representative of what the team usually plays at.
Hmm.
Like they just scrim, they just play, they practice, and when you get into a tournament like this, SR, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but it doesn't really represent where the team is at. That's what you
No.
get when you put six people together, right?
Exactly, and of course these are two new teams. Certainly new for they weren't competing in the last season of the CEA
Yeah.
tournament, so new players, new teams. We don't really know anything much about them except how their names are pronounced, and in some cases preferred heroes. But we've got one of my favorite characteristics of CEA teams today, which is we've got one absolutely standout player on a team with a lot of less standout players on our team, particularly coming in from Ashore. So looking at Target Acquired, who's the team captain for Ashore,
Yeah.
approximately 4.1k, which it's up there. It's not the highest of the high, but that
Sizable.
is it's nothing to be
Well,
sneezed at. But if you then look at let's look at All Ball 103. 1500 SR. This is one of the biggest gaps we have ever had in the time we've been covering this classy.
yeah, and then as well, right? With the recent changes to the whole MMR system, where you keep starting at 3.9, even if you were above that the previous
Mhm.
season, you really get that situation where even 14100 can actually be top 500 right now at the right
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely up there. I think we're relatively early in the season still, but yeah,
I actually think
I'm
the
looking forward
season
to
is
this
a
one.
yeah. I
It's
think
about to
the
end.
season might be
I
coming
I
to a
don't know.
close, but yeah,
See, this is
yeah.
how little I play competitive that I just don't know, Phil. Like that's
And
that's
you as
how
an
it goes.
analyst, come on. I'm
I
allowed to
mean,
suck. I'm
look,
the
I don't
play-by-play.
look. It's very simple, Phil. If I only play competitive, then I will never analyze the right gameplay because it will just be me missing a lot of shots. So that
Fair.
doesn't really help anybody. I'll just watch scrims. I think that's a better practice for me.
Okay,
Anyways,
I can agree.
going to be seeing what Asher and Orb of Discord are going to be doing against each other. Like I said, we just talked a little bit about Asher. We look at Orb of Discord. We truly have no idea about any
Nope.
SRs because they didn't give them to us, but that's okay because, like we said, SR doesn't really matter. The good
Nah.
thing about Discord, though, is they missed a few seasons of CEA, but they are back. It's, of course, a very new lineup, so we don't really have to go back, dig into what they did two seasons ago. But that's still exciting. Apparently they still felt the need to come back and compete again. And we always like to have more names, more brands, more
Yeah.
everybody in here because that's what it's all about, bringing the companies together. And maybe they'll strike some business deals out of this one.
Yeah,
Maybe they
it's
even put
it's
some bets on it.
it's very much a case of the more the merrier, and it's great to have Discord represented. Frankly, they're such an integral part of the esports community. Generally, nice to maybe get a chance to talk to them after the match. We'll wait and see. And we should be going into our first map shortly, starting in a control, and this time it's Busan, man of class. So, Busan, what does that say to you with the current meta and what we know about our teams?
Busan, especially when you look at this point of sanctuary where we're going to be starting the open drums, the open air, just a few pillars in the way. It gives so much room to actually play little bit more of a ranged, more of a poke, and more of a mobility circular composition, so to speak, not very linear. But when we look at both of these teams, they are choosing to go relatively linear. I mean, Reinhardt Zarya, it doesn't get more linear than that because you just set up that shield and just walk forward or walk backwards or sideways. You can't really go more directions at the same time. And
No, no,
it's
they're not
unlikely
playing
that
on
they'll go
controllers.
surrounding each other. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to be surrounding each other as well. So
Well, that will be target acquired, spotted out fairly quickly. And that's going to be Cat that takes them out of the fight early. Over the squad with the lead now. one-person advantage. No mercy available for Asure. Momentarily, Quirkblend's got to get out of trouble and wait for the health to come back in. It's a big charge. Nice connect. Very Cone finds Chris, and that has got to be it here. All but Discord looking to secure a quick win, even on the back of a nice deflect there from Moist God.
That's what we just call a convincing fight win. You see target acquired, immediately swapping over to the McCree. Is like, well, I don't really know what they're running, but Sombra is definitely not going to get a lot of value, and I tend to agree. I mean, what would Sombra really farm that EMP off that it will get enough value? Maybe the Reinhardt and the Zarya, but getting that position is going to be super tricky with both that Fire and that McCree consistently targeting her.
Well, this is an interesting rotation from Asure rather than going straight down the middle, and it's already paying dividends. 2 kills very quickly, one on the back of the charge from the team's Reinhardt. Breaks somewhere, able to find one there. Target acquired, looking to rotate around the pillar and land the shot onto his opposite number. Knight's going to go down nice and quick here. And despite Quirkblend trying to keep in this fight as long as they can, they're not going to manage it. A very quick high noon. The trigger gets pulled, target acquired finds 2, and we see the flip for Asure.
I think he needs to do a battle tag change to targets acquired, because that was not more than one for sure, Phil. It's going to be a rough one to get into this McCree. I mean, started on that Sombra, got taken out straight away, but now is definitely on fire, already trying to catch up with Knight for a second ultimate. Might be able to lap them if they're quick enough, but I think this is too far in no man's land. If Over Discord do their job, they can actually take out this McCree. There's one more shot that takes it, but Knight doesn't want to take the risk and just goes to help out the team.
Now instead we're going to be rejoining up Discord as they look to rotate into the right-hand side. Nice flashbang from Knight. Secures the kill onto Breaksome, and Knight's able to pull out the high noon themselves. That's going to be a 2 for Knight as well, and the chase is on. Finds the old lady, runs her down, bullets to the back of the head. All ball 1 of 3, down 2, and it's right back again. All but Discord with the recap.
Is the Wild West Cowboy Bonanza. It's insane. Both these McCrees have gotten so much value out of their high noons, and there's their general McCree play. Target acquired now things, though, that Widow is going to be even more threatening. And with the way these Reinhardts and the rest of the teams have been playing, I would say that there's a good chance target acquired will get enough angles and enough opportunities to take some heads. And of course, when they already have Moist God next to it, that could be even more amplified.
Yeah, big opening with the amplification matrix. That's only one so far. Charge coming in from the Reinhardt on the point. Shadow's going to land in as well. Breaksome was stunned before they can actually get the follow-up and the finisher on a couple of kills there. Couple of lessons comes out from Cat, keeps all of Discord alive during the aggression coming in from Asure. Atlanta 45's got the grab on Surge, gets the high charge. Are we going to see this committed here? Immortality field committed. Bob on the field as well. 2 kills already through the Bob from Asure. But Over Discord come away with ults to play with in this next fight.
Great job for them to just keep on to a few of those ultimates. You don't want to give up those key, especially those key tank ultimates, but also to a degree, you know, those DPS ultimates they didn't quite have yet. It's good that they have them in the next one. Ooh, target acquired is ready. Oh, this is a spicy angle, just on the top of that drum through the slits. No one would ever think to look there, honestly. It's one of those, and that's a head. You see, I like those Widowmakers that can do that, where you just have that slightly little bit of head, and you just click it.
The tactical buys are out. Quirkblend's able to find one. Grab on Surge is out, but mistimed it because out comes the Immortality field, and so long taking to kill it that, well, you know, maybe there was enough done there with the tactical visor to get that done. We will see the flip come back through. Orb of Discord now in a position to round this out in the final fight.
It's so fascinating to see this double hit scan fight going on between these teams. I mean, often you'll see at least one projectile player, maybe even 2, but this time around they're just going really for it. And Knight and Quirkblend are way more into the mid to short range rather than target acquired or Moist God that do want to stay a little further away on the Ashe and the Widowmaker. So that really changes the dynamic of the fight. These flashbangs have been brutal.
Grab on Surge is out. Shatter for good measure, and it's going to go to 99.99, but it's sure looking real good to secure the flip here. Don't even know. It was a team kill, and a convincing team kill. There's basically no chance of a recontest. Atlante 45 makes a swap onto the Wrecking Ball, but even the Wrecking Ball is not going to be quick enough for that.
Fastest hero in the game, fastest hero in the West, fastest hero on Busan, but it's not going to happen today. They're going to have to try another time in the next round. And it might actually matter which one we go to depending on which team will do better. Because if we look at the longer range hit scan that they were playing on the side of Asure, that can be detrimental on a map like this, which is even more brawly. There's a lot more close space, a lot more opportunity to really get into each other's face. And the way that Over Discord was playing around that Ryan Zarya was really convincing, but they did struggle a little bit to repel those longer range hit scan because it felt like they were lost on who to focus on sometimes.
And I feel like one of the things that Orbital Discord are maybe missing out here a little bit, clearly it's not been too big a detriment because they did take that to 99-100, is if you look at what their support line brings, there's a lot less utility. Granted, a lot of healing on board with the Moira in particular, but, no additional, no sleep, no amp matrix, no anything like that. It's very, very cut and dry, the support lineup. See them start to close the distance.
Exactly.
There's the charge coming in, and that didn't have any right connecting. Recon charged into the back line, target acquired, finding one here as well. And whilst the rest of Orbital Discord have been able to pile on to break some and take him out of the fight, and actually by the space to bring Vericone back in, what looked like a disastrous start here for Orbital Discord, with the help of the res, which was some of that utility that I maybe forgot to discuss in my previous point, they are bringing this back, and actually convincingly. Yes, Asure have managed to cap and got a quick 13%, but this is the fight that mattered.
I mean, we talk about the hit scan a little bit, but those Reinhardts are really going at it. They keep charging each other, especially Breaks Some Legs has been very liberal with his shift key. I think they're going to go for the short range, the lower high ground approach, so they go for the other exit. And they do get in cleanly, already get Cat out. That's a big pick.
That's very unfortunate. I think the res might be back online for Wager, but we've lost Knight here as well. We'll see the res come through. It's a heck of a barrage. Finds one, survives through it. As ever, they look to turn the tide, though. Taking one support offline is a great start. Cats we get the second with the Coalescence. Quirk goes toe-to-toe with the soldier, but the tactical visor comes out, and Quirk goes down, and the cleanup is there. Target acquired, acquires the targets, and sends them back to spawn. Here we go with the flip again.
It's hard to find an optimal time for attack visor, but that was definitely it. Target acquired has been one of the linchpins of this entire team. It's hard to really imagine it without that soldier value at the moment. The tracking's been really good. They have Moiscott firing from the same angle. I do want to see them set a bit more of a crossfire route because this seems relatively easy blockable.
I would at some point like to talk to Moiscott about that particular choice of name, because I feel like it's designed specifically to annoy people. Great aggression actually moves right through the amplification matrix, but the charge connects to break some legs and moves them back behind it, and it's going to be a Reinhardt for Reinhardt trade. It's 5v5 with a high ground advantage for Asure that they are starting to make work out here. Knight pulls out the high noon, but there's not enough damage coming out of that, and the amp matrix comes out to keep the team alive through that quick blend with a swap over onto the Reaper now. Is going to go down again, and we find ourselves at the 2/3 cap progress mark for Asure.
Definitely going to look at Assure's hold here because it's 72%, but essentially 1-5 territory, and they do have that Graviton and attack visor to work with almost, but they have to contest with 2 tank ults and a coalescence. This could be a strong engagement.
Well, this is great, though, to discourage them trying to take the high ground. No, target acquired, gives it up, and instead looks to pick up that off angle. Has a nice firing line into that Graviton Surge. We get the Shatter and the Graviton Surge out from Orb of Discord, but the damage has been done, and Discord are down and out. There's the team kill, no chance of a recall, and Asure look assured, calm, and collected.
Asure, looking good. That's all I can say about it. They're looking very confident indeed. I think Orb of Discords. I mean, I think Orb of Discords, like as good as Asure was doing, I think Orb of Discord was dropping a few orbs, so to speak. The problem that they were really having is a sort of lack of decisiveness. This is a very good fight that they were having, right? They just walk in and actually use the Graviton to just initiate. But for instance, on that second point, and also in other moments, they did fail to initiate in a more concisive and a more decisive manner, where target focus, ability use, initiation timing, and initiation pace were usually a little bit behind of where Asure wants to do it. And if that decisiveness is missing, then you might already be taken down 1 or 2 picks. You might already be stuck in a graph or anything like that before you can make your move. And I would like to see them pick up that pace a little bit, because if they can do that, they are definitely going to pose a big challenge.
And I think there's a lot to be said here for the way that Asure was set up, particularly in that last map. It's very common when you see teams that have a lower average SR, maybe less competitive experience, The hold is directly on the point because they know that at some point the enemy has to come to them and they'll have a fight. Great. But rather than do that, did the classic high ground thing of holding up on that bridge and only dropping down to contest when they absolutely had to. And it meant that Discord just struggled to cover the distance without getting some sort of massive penalty for doing so.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in the other maps where there's a bit more room to usually, make your plan work, a little room to initiate, to maneuver, to think about things. Because that's when our criticism of control, like everything happens so fast that before you think, oh, maybe this could work, they're already at 80% and you don't have time to actually make that work anymore. So that's why we play other game modes. Otherwise, this would be sometimes a very short series, Phil.
It would. I struggle to think of a series that was just, we'll do one round of control and winner takes all. It's maybe a little bit of a pet criticism that you can win fairly prestigious Overwatch titles if you're good at 2 game modes. This being one of them, 2CP or Assault being the other. So we do like to put our other teams through the ringer and let's see what happens on a payload or a hybrid map too.
Yeah, I'm already on it. I think we're gonna get Escort next. I don't quite know what the teams have picked because we don't have an eye on the game screen. But it looks to be Volskaya. Is actually what we're getting in our ears. So not Escorts, but they're and of course the team that wins the map also gets to pick. They don't get to pick the map, but they get to pick which side they start on. So Asure wants to start on the defense. It's something we talk about often, like the sort of defender's mental advantage, not really advantage. Sometimes it can make you feel more confident to know how far you have to push, which is sometimes less. It can change your strategies into how you need to attack, because changing strategies and how you need to defend is a lot harder.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that is really going to play in strongly here for Asure is the fact that they do have target acquired on the team, who's, as we said, 4.1k, previously fairly well accomplished Widowmaker player. This is a great map for Widowmaker. If you can get the Widowmaker just sat away in the back, a long way from any real source of damage, and just getting picks of people coming through the entryway, that's a pretty solid way to, if not guarantee the win, at least do a lot to assist it. It's whether the rest of the team can really work around that.
Yeah, that's always the question, honestly. Like, how well can that team work together? It's a loaded question because there's so many factors that interact with it. That's why we actually are able to actually provide analysis about this, Phil. Otherwise, we'd just be saying, oh, they need to hit more shots. And luckily,
Well, they
it's
do.
not that easy.
That is analysis.
That's
still.
always. I mean, until they get to 100% accuracy, anyone needs to hit more shots, always, or wants to hit more shots. But yeah, in this case, it's going to be a good exercise to seeing how certain parts of the team either can or cannot be more valuable and more interacted with.
Yeah.
And of course, we look at Asure. We already knew that Break Some Legs is not the highest SR player.
Yeah.
So it I wouldn't say that is why they play a lot of shift Reinhardt. It's not necessarily a sign of
aggressive Reinhardt.
Yeah, like an aggressive Reinhardt, but an aggressive Reinhardt is not necessarily the hallmark of a low-ranked player because we see it's this particular play style that's being used a lot, and it did actually work out in most situations. Just sometimes the shift key can just be misused or used too early, too late in a situation where it just shouldn't. But I mean,
the
same
meme at
goes,
low ranks is
for both
unbind
sides.
shift.
Yeah, and the same goes for both sides, right? We did definitely see a few instances of ultimates being used, abilities being used, where you're like, is this really when you want to use those? A good example is, I think, Atlante's Graviton. The first one on Sanctuary was really good, but then they did have Graviton on that last fight in Mecha Base, and they just didn't use it. They went in for Coalescence on that high ground. They could have used it there to get 2 or 3 picks straight away, but they refused to use it. Then half the team went down, they throw it on the objective, and everyone's already dead. It's like, it's those timings, those uses of the ability, like recognizing what the value of an ultimate is, and getting 2 or 3 people that are standing on that high ground, just eliminating them with 1 Graviton, that's worth it in any situation.
Just going back to, we haven't got the Widowmaker coming out here, but just as a little personal anecdote, can I tell you, Man of Class, I have actually had a 100% accuracy Widowmaker game on this map. I hit one body shot onto the Reinhardt, and then I got counter shot and died and switched. Yeah, absolutely right.
But
Am I that predictable?
It's the only way you can get 100% on Widowmaker, basically, unless you have an aimbot, and even then it's very hard to do because aimbots even aimbots are not perfect sometimes. We'll see what they're going to do with this pharmacy, though, because we've seen it come out before, and all ball already tastes the rockets in the face.
Oh, no, the res comes off, but it's the trade. Roximo goes down 2. There's the immortality already committed on this one. Chris able to find a kill here. Target Acquired playing back, just trying to land those last few shots onto the enemy para. It's not a guarantee that you will get the kill with McCree. Nice interrupt there on the res. Target Acquired doing his utmost to keep the team alive through this one. We'll find both targets. There's 2 on the point for now. He doesn't have the space to... Oh my gosh! Lands the flash, dodges round the side, lands the headshot onto the para. We might just have a tag back onto the point here. We do. Rockissimo gets back on, keeping it alive that a little bit longer, but with 2, 3 on the point now, even as a sure rush in, that's going to be as far as it goes. Heck of a play from Target Acquired, though.
Yeah, big deal as well in this fight was that Lucio speed boost. Skater Cats come in for Fuego throw. So that's definitely one of those situations where you can see the playstyle change based on what heroes used, and they're just being overwhelmed right now with that speed.
Noon will find one, but it's a big one. The main tank taken out of the fight here. There is a res available, but Target Acquired is camping the body, making sure that Cat cannot get close enough to secure the res, guaranteeing this team fight for Asure, at the very least buying themselves some time.
Time buying is all you need to do sometimes, especially when that first fight momentum has been gone, because they've been able to charge up some ultimates. Like, the only thing they're really missing is that Deadeye and that Graviton, but they can be charged up relatively quickly. Then it's just a 6v6 ult fight.
Target Acquired become a machine gun Kelly over here. The roll, fan the hammer flash, fan the hammer. And then just a standard fire finds quick blend, spots another target up in the sky, and gets aggressive with it. Doesn't land the flashbang, does find the shot, and just keeps on going. Gets the high noon, sees the bus board, finds quick blend, and doesn't want the roller coaster ride to end. Has got the mercy at the back now, and Orb of Discord are running scared here from Target Acquired. They know what a threat Target Acquired is.
Ooh, we're talking about aimbot before. This man is looking to be a walking one at this stage. It's looking insane, but there are the ultimates finally coming out. The problem is they're even in ultimates right now.
Well, we do get a duplicate coming through. Knight picks up the Reinhardt. Already landed 1 shatter, and kills have started to come through. And I'm starting to feel a little bit like Asure might have got a little bit cocky here. They're starting to find a few kills and slow this down. And this is all coming at the hands of Target Acquired. Even if he's not getting all of the headshots, he's getting enough damage in to really help the rest of his team through this. He does die at the end of that fight, but with that last kill onto SkaterCat, you've assured that there'll be time for Target Acquired to rejoin the fight.
And you wonder why did they how did they not win that fight after they got those 2 opening picks so convincingly? It's because Orb of Discord once again, it wasn't decisive, but they spread themselves out. They were pulled away. Like, some went after Target Acquired, they went a bit forward. There were still some players of Asure behind them, and then they get pulled apart in such a way that they're very easy to pick off one by one.
Ooh, 2 from the high noon. Target Acquired. They weren't looking for him over there on the right-hand side. Lands the final shot, so it's a 3k for Target Acquired. Now rotating around the corner, lands the flashbang, fans the hammer, gets in the left hook, takes him down, looks for the 5k. Moist God not giving him that opportunity. Taking that land is down, and Target Acquired picks up the close hold one more time.
They're just not wanting to stop. They want to make this a very short series, and when it keeps going like this, that is very potentially likely to happen. Because if they cannot get out of spawn, they're not going to be able to get the objective, and the time will stick out.
There's the Graviton Surge out from Atlantis. Thing is, even if they win this fight out, all they gain is the opportunity to go to point and then have the proper fight. This aggressive hold from Asure means that Orb of Discord have to win this one, and then another one, and then hope for the best. And now they've got to fight through the Bob as well. We'll find one provider here for quick blend. There's the second as Moistgod goes down as well, but the Bob is paying dividends over in the back as we take out Very Kyone as well. Target Acquired hung back there and is now playing behind them, closing the distance, picking up the role of attacker, landing the flashbang, landing the fan the hammer, and just stopping Orb of Discord in their tracks.
Target Acquired just charges up in a high noon every fight, so it's always 1 or 2 kills or a lot of damage or a flank maneuver that comes out of it. And when they can hold this aggressively with that hit scan, it's almost impossible, like I said, to even get out of spawn. They're gonna use this teleport now to try and get around them, stop them from holding, and now it's just a race. Who gets to the point first? Who gets there first? Do they know? Have they figured it out?
Oh, that's unfortunate. Very good. Actually missed that. Charges in. And now the point has flipped. Now Orb of Discord gets to play in the defensive position here. Breaks some legs close. That is already given up a tick here. There's 4 on the point. This has been a phenomenal play. Asure did not see that coming at all. You see the Gravel Surge out here as well. Chris struggling for charge, but Breaks Some Legs is now down. Shadow's gonna land, Orb of Discord managing to get 2 on the ground, and the turret's starting to do the work here. Asure played that play 4 times in a row, and then Orb of Discord figured we are not gonna have that happen a 5th time, my friends. Orb of Discord with a big brain plays to round out point B.
I wish my teams, when I play Overwatch, had this foresight. We're saying, if we can't beat them, why don't we just run away from them, just into their objective? It's perfect. You avoid the fights, you get to the point where you need to, and it's the perfect proof that winning team fights is not the objective of Overwatch. It's capping the actual objective that's in the game. And they just recognize, well, if we don't get to the objective, we'll never win. Even if we win a team fight here, it won't matter. So why don't we try to actually make them fight on the objective? Just teleport around it. It's what you need to do. It's brilliant. I like it. I love it.
I'm angry on behalf of Asure because I have had stuff like that happen to me in game before, and it is such an irritating thing to have happen. Like,
well,
to just not
hand,
spot it coming.
Yeah, but on the other hand, right, Orb of Discord must have been just as frustrating not being able to get out of spawn. So it's kind of a back and forth type of thing. Like, who are you more frustrated for?
There are no heroes here.
Yeah, I mean, both those plays happening, both that spawn camp situation as well as that running around, both creates an exciting moment for me. So I don't mind it either. I'm happy for both of them.
Well, let's see if Orb of Discord can keep that last little bit of momentum from that round going into their defense here. Knight's going to stick on the Symmetra. I think a little less value here, except maybe just to ensure a quicker respawn if anybody falls down.
I like the Symmetra. I do. We're last, of course, on the defense with the teleporter. But if they can use this better defensively, because it was a really convincing fight they won there, then it's going to be a tough one to push into.
Ooh. Well, Target Acquired has already found 1 target. Quick blends down. And now that we've lost 2 and 3 members with no chance of a res, Knight can do all the microwave cookery they might like. But that's going to be it. This has been a very quick cap. And Orb of Discord, they don't have ults to play with in this next fight, and they've got to deal with the raw mechanics of Target Acquired.
Yeah, you can cook up a lot in it with a microwave, but a team fight win apparently not so if you're the only one contributing to it. And they already kill a quick blend on the defense. It'll be a quick respawn, actually a res. Wow. And half the team is still capping point A where they're already here.
Oh, that was a heck of a bubble. That was such a good bubble there, but they've already lost Cat. They got the 5v6 already. Of course, Asure currently a little bit staggered. They're going to have to wait until they're at full strength to get back in on this. They will have the shatter here, though. Breaks Some Legs goes in for an aggressive charge and gets punished for it. No bubble there to keep Breaks Some Legs alive in that, but now they've traded out. Of course, we'll see the defensive Reinhardt back that a little bit quicker. Asure is starting to find kills, though. Target Acquired once more. Able to find Cat. The res comes through and brings Vericurn back into it. I feel like Orb of Discord is stalling out a little bit here. Sorry, Asure is stalling out a little bit here, but what?
That's why.
What? What?
That's why they stalled out. They were waiting for the flank to happen. Target Acquired, the guys just stay there.
There's the shatter. Vericurn on the ground, missing their own. Breaks Some Legs, now back at full health and swinging away without a care in the world. Another big charge in, missing both supports but displacing them. Orb of Discord have made the swap now over to Knight on the main, which means they can survive this that little bit longer. Quick Flame's able to find 1 with the tactical visor. Break Some Legs is down, and Asure will prevent it from finding that first tick here. So Orb of Discord will hold on at full strength for now. Although I'm going to stop calling this because as long as Target Acquired is alive, anything can happen here for Asure.
But I think that's also maybe the problem right now, because whenever Target Acquired is not part of the fight, or isn't really killing 3 or 4 targets a fight, Asure's not looking that threatening. I don't want to say that Target Acquired is the only player that's worth anything on that team. That's definitely not the case, but it's been very telling that as soon as Target Acquired went down there, the entire fight immediately flipped. It immediately went the other way. So if they cannot win fights without Target Acquired there, this could still be a very tough series for them to win.
particularly if a lot more target focus starts coming in the direction of target acquired. And these failed pushes so far from Asure have pretty much guaranteed that as this next fight coalesces, we're going to have two big space control ultimates online. We've got the Blizzard and we've got the Grappling Surge ready to go. The two together, the big snow globe. Target acquired, holding it. Diamond Hands pulls the trigger and doesn't find anything. Grappling Surge comes out, but the walk from Knight might have interrupted some of the follow-up value coming through on the Graviton Surge. Has secured a kill. Couple from Atlantis, he's going to keep very few on alive. Lands the charger, and that has been another very good defense here from Open Discord. This was a massive time bank coming into this for sure, and it's slowly but surely ticking away.
Target acquired, last to go down. Had basically separated themselves from that entire fight after the first high noon. They went to the Mega Health Pack room, tried to go for another flank, which they've been really good at getting those flanks, right? Target acquired consistently has been trying to get in those flanks, and every time they do get 1 or 2 kills out of it, which is very valuable. But if the flank control is good in Orb Discord, which it recently has been, or when they recognize the target acquired is not there, they just push into Asure, it's been trickier.
Ooh, bit of a misplace there on that amplification matrix, I believe. Went wide. So people are sure are going to struggle to get damage in through that. They're going to close the distance, though. We'll see the Blizzard come out. And with the Tactical Visor as well. Target acquired finds one there with the high noon, but I feel like the damage has been done here. Main tank is down. We trade that. Rockissima's back down to break some legs into the fight. We get Bob on the point to make up for those missing numbers, and that is finally the convincing win. Beautiful flashbang. Fan the Hammer deals with Quick Blend, and that is 2 ticks gained. We'll see a swap over onto the Wrecking Ball, but too little too late. And a 1 minute 5 second difference in time bank.
Not a huge difference, but definitely is the difference between one extra push or not having that one extra push. Especially on A's, that usually where it happens. Unless both teams win that first push straight away, Asure is going to have the opportunity to go twice, at least, maybe 3 times even, whereas Orb Discord will get 1 good push and then maybe 1 desperate push on A if they don't cap it straight away. Both teams did really good on their first attack, though, so it's a very good possibility that we're going to mainly see that time difference matter on B. That being said, it's all up in the air still. I think definitely on the first point defense, both teams have a lot to improve on. And on second point defense, they had a good shot, but they eventually still got pulled over. But neither team has enough time to have that same push on point B. So that being said, there is a very real possibility we're going to get a draw here.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. Orb Discord are currently lined up for another Sim TP, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them going over the left-hand side here, that initial teleport from spawn.
Sure.
And I think this is going to be a lot on the head of whether or not Target Acquired can get the rotation to make that and find the plethora of kills they've been finding so far today.
I have a feeling they're going to try and set up Atlanta and Quick Blend on the high ground to just shoot down with a Vengeance. Have that shooting gallery up there. But they could also take a different approach to the teleporter. There are different routes you can take.
Yeah. And
they don't have to go over the cliff. The cliff is very easy to like boo people off or do something different with it. Looks like they're gonna try and teleport like up to the bunker.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
Onto the miniature health pack room. They get the rotation up, and they get to start setting up the microwave. 2 kills already come through from Asure. Target Acquired knows what the name of this particular game is. Wants to take down the supports, but there's too much shielding and too much fortified Orisa in the way. But the damage might have been done here, because as Moistguard get that TNT in over the side, softening up Orb with Discord, the rest of Asure were able to surge back in and secure the kills. One last push here for Orb Discord.
Especially Quick Blend has been the go-to target for Target Acquired. It's been a tough one to get through. I don't know if they're going to get a full team access, but with that teleport, they can basically get on point straight away, so they don't need a whole lot of time to do it. They can actually fully regroup, it looks like.
Well, Break Some Legs is the only person with a Shatter currently on board, and it's the same rotation here for Asure. They've got to be quick about getting those shields into place, because otherwise Break Some Legs is just going to drop it uncontested, lands the pin, swings on through, finds one. Target Acquired lands the high noon to get the second. There's the flashbang, there's the kill. Target Acquired with a 3K, looking for number 4, finds the Moira, there it is. And a hold here on A. Now Orb of Discord need to hold 1/3 of a tick for 2 minutes, 15 seconds to secure a draw.
It was a very good attempt, though. I really like the way they executed that Symmetra strategy twice as well, and it almost went their way. First time, I think there was a lack of target focus where they spent so much time on trying to get that Baptiste in his immortality field. There were so many heroes they could have gone for instead. Second time that happened as well, but then they were also at an ultimate disadvantage, especially that Shatter was just a deal breaker and broke that entire offense. Now, Ashore could have very similar issues, to be fair. I mean, 2 minutes 15 is not a whole lot of time. Like I said, it's about 2, maybe 3 good pushes. And with the way they did it last time, it shouldn't be an issue. But we know that Orb of Discord has the ability to properly defend. They showed it on B, so why couldn't they do it on A? I'm all for it. Let's see, get a draw out here.
I feel like we've talked about target acquired a lot here, but I feel like that's genuinely a large part of why it is difficult for Orb of Discord. It's a mechanics gap. That's all it is. You know, target acquired is clearly somebody that is used to playing in a very competitive elo, and when they're up against a more average group of players, they can just take over a lobby like this.
It's a lot of head clicking that's going on with this guy. It's a lot of creep power. I think that's what it is. I mean, we saw them play a few other heroes, but they haven't been as successful on those. The soldier was good. The McCree has just been their main stake, and there's no really reason to switch off it either.
Well, we actually see them pick up the TP strat themselves here, up onto the high ground. Breaks and Legs takes the advanced position behind them. They've already lost target acquired here. This was really the tip of their spear on this one. And it feels to me like they're not about to dredge this one back up from the depths. Unless Moiscode can really ramp up the speed on this one, maybe they'll get this working. Break some legs, gets a hit. Oh, I thought that was going to be a real finesse there of booping him in without going into the drink themselves. But no, break some legs, won't find that kill, but does come back from the charge, swings through with a hammer, and Asure, in a scrappy team fight on A, take us to 2-0 in the series.
It's really that, like, the recognition of target acquired being a good player was definitely there on the side of Orb of Discord, and also the way that he's been playing, because it's situations like this where you can see it. The fight's happening all over the place, but target acquired is deliberately away from the rest of his team and as well on the flank of the enemy team, which means that if Orb of Discord recognizes that, which I did in that last fight over there, they just know, okay, the entire team is going there, then we know the target acquired is on the other flank, and we just take them out first, and that's exactly what they did. Fortunately, it didn't turn out to be a full fight win aside from that, but that at least is a slight bit of recognition that we potentially have seen there in that last fight, and we could see more of that in the coming map. Could be the last map, but it could also be the start of a turnaround.
It could be, you know, for a reverse sweep to happen, you've got to be in danger of being swept. And maybe Orb of Discord are just playing into that sense of drama for us. I don't know if you caught that, Classy. We just saw the award card for the post-match, and it was 69% kill participation for target acquired, which is nice.
It's always the number where we say nice and then just move on. No, it's the one you vote for. It's the one that if you get 68%, it's like, you're not my friend anymore. You got 1% too low. Yeah, 69% kill participation. It's a lot, and it really is.
A lot of
it's not just, and I also think like about 60% of like the 60% of the 69% is probably just them self-finishing those eliminations as well, maybe even solo finishing them, because there was so much just solo power coming out of target acquired. They did cool down a little bit in the second their own attack and maybe that defense a little bit here and there, but yeah, it was a lot of power. It's just the consistency where it comes out. It's just crazy, and of course, Asure being a brand new team in this league, it's very possible that we're going to be seeing them challenge some teams that we know can do very well, and that's exciting for in the coming weeks, maybe, Phil.
Yeah, and one of the things to remember is like a good showing in the group stages doesn't guarantee a good showing in the full on tournament. Because sorry, I'm distracted now because we've got some news in the cans, and can I call you Olaf on stream? Is that fine?
Yeah, you're allowed. It's whatever.
Okay.
It's
what hybrid map are we going to? What hybrid map could we possibly be going to?
There's so many in the game, Phil. Like, there's a wide variety to choose from. There's one hybrid map in the game. The thing is, I don't think teams actually know there's more than one map in the game. No. I'm starting to deliberate.
I posted about it on the Discord in the middle of last week's match. They know.
They do know. Okay. Well, They just ignored it because we're going to King's Row again. It's going to be great. I love to see it. And to be fair, when you look at the way that King's Row usually works, aside from first and maybe to a degree third, actually everywhere, maybe there's a possibility for flanks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's harder to pull them off because this map is more enclosed. So on first, it's very possible, but after that, it becomes harder and harder as you progress through the entirety of it. So this might not be the best map for target acquire to get that value on, but we've seen them make it work on everything so far, so I'm not really that worried for them as an individual.
No.
But we'll see where the rest of this game takes us. Kings Row, we love it, we know it. I don't think anything is changing in terms of sides, so they're gonna have to defend first, and then Orb of Discord is gonna give us the gameplay that we hopefully get from them. They might go for another teleporter strat. I would not be surprised to see it. Then the question is where they're going to route, how they're going to teleport, are they going to be ready for it on the other side? There's a lot of variables still.
Yeah, I was really hoping that we might see, and there's still the opportunity that we might get this because we are looking at the Asure starting on the defense and Orbiter Scott on the offense. I was hoping we might get the top hat strategy coming out with the teleporting Bastion on top of Mondata's head. Doesn't look like it. Instead, let's see what they can make work with the Symmetra, which has honestly been their most successful look so far.
I think it can be more surprising when they don't do the top hat strategy. That's it can surprise some people, but I think they don't really trust it in this situation.
Okay.
So they're gonna go through the upper cinema. They're gonna probably run up to the stairs and then use the teleporter to go around.
Okay.
That's what they do.
That was a heck of a predict there from Moiscott. Lands the TNT, hits all of them, gets half of the ultimate charge just on that one ability. That is mad impressive. And there's going to be a second one. Not quite such a good landing on that one, but still doing very well for point presence. Immortality Field used early there by Fuego. And Quick Blends able to find a kill, takes down target acquired. And we break some legs here as well. And Orb of Discord just barrel into Asure, run them down. A very successful offense on A.
It was really good that our producer caught that, actually, because otherwise I would not have realized. But Cat did a phenomenal job at just zoning out Target Acquired. Target Acquired was going to come up behind the stairs as Orb of Discord jumped down and would have that high ground completely controlled, shooting gallery down at them. But no, that didn't happen because Cat pushed him back into the stairs, and then Quickblend was like, well, let's just wait until they come out and we can eliminate them. That's exactly what happened. It's beautifully done, and Cat actually may be the MVP of that fight. We'll never know. But
what the heck was that? A fat finger from Break Some Legs? Because
I think
my friend,
so.
The Shatter does not have that much range. You were thinking of the Fire Strike, I think. You've got to assume that's what happened there. Amplification Mage is going to get out early, but that's a very difficult angle to make it work. We've seen Orb of Discord had to push up to actually get the kills on there, but they've made use of it, and Target Acquired and Chris are down here. This is phenomenal from Orb of Discord.
They're going to keep pushing this forward as far as they can because King's Row, you can basically push them all the way into that third point spawn and just keep on rolling, especially when you keep on using ultimates. Oh, gonna maybe get Moist out. No, they're gonna actually back up because Target Acquired, it has the perch. They're not gonna want to go down to that Widowmaker.
Only the second or third kill make that the fourth. You cannot afford to put a pixel above the parapet here. Yeah, fantastic move. Stops the bot from to get on and contest, or even really do much to damage over the squad as they come their way in. We'll see the Photon Barrier up here. Maybe not the most impactful ult, but makes it a little easy for Orb Discord to duck and dive and get around to that incoming damage. Certainly makes it a little bit trickier for Target Acquired. At the very least, pretty sure they're starting to drain out resources. Target Acquired through the Amp Matrix, gets the kill onto Atlanta, takes them down. Shatter lands finally from Berrycone. And that's going to be, from Berrycone. I guess still on the ground, but it's not been enough. Asure have been able to do the damage over the top of that. And finally, the 2 points find a way to defend.
This particular point is relatively hard to attack once the card gets this far, because it takes you so long to get to that objective. And when you have those two snipers looking at you in Target Acquired and Moist God, your pathing has to be impeccable in order not to lose players early.
Let's see how this next one works out. We do, of course, have the Graviton Surge, but not a lot to combo it with here. In fact, we can either go Graviton Surges on both sides. No real defensive ultimate, so these could be very big value ultimate. Actually, we're going to see Vericone try and take up a flank here. Oh, quick blend. That was so sad. Just a millimeter away from getting that mega health pack, and the tick from the burn takes him down.
It's happened a lot to quick blend going down early. So the soldier has not been lucky today, but they're still getting back into the fight. They have 2 minutes 40, plenty of time to work with. They're starting to build up some ultimates. They just have to fight through a few on Asure side.
I like this move to score. They're just spamming this high ground position. Doesn't matter if they actually hit anything. They're just trying to stop Asure getting an angle and finding a pick. Chris closing the distance there, and not. I mean, look, I don't know how that happened. You don't know how that happened. Presumably, Knight and Target Acquired did, but Target Acquired goes down to Knight. Shadow comes out from break some legs. Target Acquired is raised, but Target Acquired has got to do a lot more lifting here to make that res worthwhile. Starts it off finding one. There's the second. He's right behind them. Gets a line in over the side, finds the pick on tonight, but I don't know if they can close the distance. They'll be able to get the kills here, maybe, although as the photon barrier comes up, they're going to struggle to find anything through that. But they're in such a great position here because they're going to have to either ignore Target Acquired, which you cannot afford to do, or ignore the brawl at the front line. This has been accidental but phenomenal positioning from Target Acquired.
Target Acquired looking to keep their rampage going, but they actually went down right now. Quick blend gets 2, gets 3. Mortality field actually, but they're going to keep on continuing, and they finally clean up this objective. But it's been a while. They actually lost a lot of time on that street space, which is not something that happens a lot. So now 3 minutes 4.C. It's a decent amount of time, but they still have to make some pace. Of course, more time is always better.
Knight did find a nice kill there, but the res was online to bring Moiscode back into the fight. And with this high ground position over here is just an absolute dream for Target Acquired. Finds 2. Secures a 4v6. The rest of Asure aren't pushing up just yet. I think they know that they've probably done enough. They can just take space once all of Discord have backed out. Boyger a throw, and quick blend trying to get out here, and will rejoin the rest of the team, but they've given up a lot of ground.
Like another engagement is coming. They're gonna hide. I think they finally
there
learned. Nope, they haven't.
There we go. Yeah, I did wonder if Twigger is just going to try and. Oh no! In the middle of the beat and everything. Target Acquired. They've got families. Come on. This is mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, their families are probably gonna be acquired as well. Quick blend now going behind this defense, trying to get some value that way, but it's not happening. Target Acquired ready, goes in very close.
Brave.
That's not where you're supposed to be, but yeah, you have more numbers. You have more numbers, you're gonna win that.
That's a Lynxer style shot, is that one. Point blank range, whilst taking fire, hopping around, still lands the insta-kill. It just feels like there's not a lot you can do to deal with Target Acquired. We are seeing some swamps coming through. The Verico's going to pick up the Winston here just to try and get on top of Target Acquired.
It's possible to do so, and they did get Moist up early. Then Riz is going to come out, but Knight, no, won't be able to get them. There's 2 supports and an Ashe working against you. Target Acquired is down, though. They did actually manage to make the Winston work and break some legs under a lot of pressure here, Phil.
Under quite a lot of pressure, yeah, but does have support ults out the back now between the Valkyrie and the Amplification Matrix, which remember does also work for healing. Lots to keep him alive. Plus the addition of the Immortality Field and all the damage coming in from Moiscode and Target Acquired. So break some legs, now confident the team are at their back and just swinging on through for days. We're down below the minute marker here. All the Discord are going to have ults to play with here, whereas Asure have nothing left in the bank after that rush.
This is going to be a hard one to get through. I mean, they finally have the ultimates to work with, but they still need to get into a position to use them. I mean, that's been their biggest issue. Can't get a sound barrier off this time around. That's the big hope. At least it's a big initiation from Knight to push them back. Will be transforming straight back, but it's a good start.
Duplicate failing to pick up anything there, immediately taken out of the the copy format. Roxanne was able to bring the Rares back in, to bring All Ball back in. Why didn't All Discord finally have the wind at their back? They've got the kills in their favor. It's going to be an overtime cap if the cap happens at all. Target Acquired goes down to the stickies, but not before taking 2 members of All Discord offline. Knight is going to have to do a lot more here to continue to go toe-to-toe with Target Acquired. Moiscode lands a big TNT, only a few percent away from getting Bob on the board and securing that additional man advantage. Isn't going to need it. The double sniper prowess here from Asure ensures that is as far as the payload goes for Over Discord. A very clear match win condition on the board for Asure.
It's a fairly decent distance you still have to push. I mean, the payload did get far close to the end, but it's not like we don't expect Asure to be able to get there, because Asure has been more than decent, I'd say. Especially when you look at the DPS lineup, and even the tanks really know how to play around having a carry, because I think that's like the most impressive part about it. It's not just that target acquired is hitting so many targets; it's that the rest of the team acknowledges what target acquired wants to do. There's probably some communication going on for that in that situation, and tries to fight in the right places for that to work. Because it does seem like target acquired takes these angles before the fights start, and then the rest of Asher is putting the fight in a position where those angles actually matter. So Orb of Discord is being put in that place where those headshots can easily happen.
I will say though, Knight has been doing a lot here to try and deal with target acquired. There are a number of situations where Knight actually won the 1v1 a couple of times on the Symmetra, a couple of times again with the swap over onto the Echo, and against a hit scan player of this caliber, that has to be applauded, because this is not an easy job for someone who has been primarily picking up a flex DPS role. Flex or projectile DPS into hit scan is never a lot of fun.
It can't be. I mean, that's otherwise the game would not be okay, Phil. You can't have fun against hitscan.
No, not allowed.
That's not how. No, it's a first-person shooter. I mean, not a first-person throw projectiles.
Well, this is fair, if perhaps a little bit overly prescriptive, but it is what it is. Target acquired with the opening frag. No mercy on the side of Orb of Discord. That is, if not permanent, at least problematic. And target acquired gets the second on the board. I feel like target acquired at this point is like the weather. Target acquired is like the rain. What we're interested in is sort of what's happening on point whilst the rain continues to come down. Target acquired, they're just background noise. Deadly, deadly background noise.
Well, if target acquired is the rain, then we're just waiting for sunshine, because we all know the proverb. You know, after rain, eventually sunshine comes again. I'm gonna try and touch again with quick lens, tries to maybe get a flank elimination in, but it's just time buying together with Atlante. I don't think anyone will actually make it back in time. Nope, that's the 3 minutes left and a 5.5 minutes time bank for the Streets phase. A lot of ultimates already charged up naturally for Asure. That's what you would expect. And target acquired is just going as far forward as they can. I don't know if they're going to expect this Widowmaker coming out this early and this far forward.
No, hard to say.
Oh, waiting for the soldier. Oh, there's the teleporter.
Nice.
I don't know if they knew the teleporter was there, but they're still going to try and get a shot off here and there. But now they're far forward, and they know they're there. That's not going to be a life for you, target acquired. That was too overzealous.
Yeah, that was a little punishing. Charge connects, photon barrier out, and now Break Some Legs is going to have the Valkyrie at their back. Can afford a little more freedom to swing, but not that much freedom. A lot of beam damage coming their way on this one. And Knight, you can just hear it sizzling here. That microwave beam coming in hot and heavy and doing a lot here to stall out the push from Asure.
Now, let's talk a bit about that Symmetra pick, right? Because it not only does it do a lot of damage once it's finally charged up, which it does, but it charges up because you have that shield in your face. So as long as Viroy Cone and Atlante and Quickblend and Knight, but mostly Knight and the tank line, focus this much on that shield, Break Some Legs will never have a shield. And there will be a lot of microwave damage coming your way. And that's exactly why this strategy works. Put so much pressure on that front line so the target acquired cannot possibly save it for the team.
Shatter available. Break Some Legs lands it, gets one kill with the Shatter. Target acquired takes out Quickblend in the middle of their ultimate. Cat's able to find Break Some Legs here, but gets out of there with the TP. And just going to wait for the team to come back. There's an opportunity here for another regroup and a push onto the point to recontest.
They're not pushing. There we go.
There we go.
Cardinals. Yeah.
3 on card, guys. Everyone else
Target acquired's playtime is over. He's like, you know what? I want to be done with this. I'm going to go back to McCree, the pick that I just been monstrous on. And that's a flashbang out of the teleport. That's one down and more to follow.
That was a heck of a combo as well. Waited for the flashbang to connect, and then the TNT comes in over the top, and everybody is softened up nicely. Moist God gets that last little bit of ult charge required to bring the Bob online. I don't know that we needed the Graviton Surge, but as light shows go, it's pretty good. And now, a 4.5 minute time bank to get point C closed out.
I mean, that's it, right? Maybe the Graviton wasn't necessary, but they have 4.5 minutes. They can build up 3 Gravitons in that time span without much trouble, probably. So I don't think they're going to miss one. And they have an ultimate advantage still. I mean, our Discord has nothing left. They're getting close-ish to the Coalescence, but the High Noon is out, and Verocon is already gone. No main tank. The payload's getting there.
Here's the rule. Assume that if you're playing against Target Acquired, they have that ultimate online at all times, because they may as well have how often it comes out. That was incredibly risky. Quite nearly took out Roximo in the middle of the race, but Target Acquired was able to get the flash. There's another one. The follow-up is fantastic. Breaks some legs, gets the big old squish on the charge. And a valiant effort here from Cat to keep it contested a little bit longer. Another High Noon! And we are done. Asure win the map, win the match, and Target Acquired just took over that lobby.
Popping skulls like their Tic Tacs. That's the Target Acquired's doing all day. I mean, I want to see what this play of the game particularly is. Oh, yes, this one. So they have the Implication Matrix. Just right-click through it. Shield's gone. Everything just falls, and it's a shooting gallery with a very clear window which you shoot through. It's actually a gallery window. Like it makes it even better.
75%
broke the record. 46 eliminations.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to even suspect that Target Acquired is not just a great player in a nutshell. That being said, that was the series already. I mean, I know we've only been going for like maybe an hour, maybe a little bit less, but it makes sense because if the games are this quick, it's not that hard to finish the series early. That being said, though, Phil, we have something to look forward to, which is we're going to be able to talk to some of these players, hopefully.
Cool. Well, we will figure out who we're going to talk to and hopefully get back to you very shortly. So we'll throw into a quick break and we'll see you in a couple. Welcome back, everybody, and we're here with the cuddliest part of today's broadcast. That's right, it's the post-game interview. We get to know a couple of the players from one of the teams that we just saw play that a little bit better. And joining us, well, we've got a triumvirate of representatives from Asher. So joining us are Orball 103, Moiscode, and Roki. So first of all, everybody, congratulations. Whoever wants to answer this, feel free to just jump in. How are you feeling on the back of that win?
We're feeling great. It was actually our first win of the tournament. So we're ragtag mix of skill levels on our team. Pretty much half of our team's never played Overwatch before, so it's a huge learning curve for us, and it's just been a really great opportunity to not only learn the game but learn how to work as a team too.
Out of interest, who are the complete newbies on the team?
We have Crispy, who is completely new. Will is not completely new, but he last played or All Ball, sorry. He last played during the mass res era of Mercy.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I was a
That's
Mercy one trick,
while.
and then they changed
Yeah.
her, and then I quit.
You were that upset about it. I get it. It was a big change. You know, it's I get it. Yeah, of course. I was trying to figure out like who did you play against that you didn't win. So I'm just getting that up. But I get it. It's a thing. That being said, though, I mean this started out as a fun and interesting contest with or with Discord, but eventually it kind of turned into a bit of a problem for the other team.
Teabagging.
Yeah. One moment though that we just have to talk about because I'm sure you guys were also laughing about it at some point. That Symmetra teleport on Volskaya.
Oh my
God. You.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk me through it. What happened? How did that go? Like, how did that just transpire in your comms, your reactions? What happened?
We didn't think too much of it because like we were comfortable that we were gonna win, but at the same time it was kind of like it caught us off guard because we were just like making a huge amount of space and just trying to win fight off the point, and then I saw them going, like I was a little bit behind the rest of the team, and then I saw them to my right. I was like, guys, point now, go.
You did say that.
Very comedic point with our team.
We definitely did a good job of like laughing it off though, not letting it get to us. But I saw that teleporter and I was like, oh, we just lost.
There's no coming back from that one. And I feel like we need to do something to address the elephant in the room here, which is target acquired, because kind of took over the lobby here a little bit. How is the team integrated with someone who is clearly so mechanically skilled?
I'm not really sure. It just kind of happened. Like both target acquired and I are new hires at Asure, and this whole team got formed not long ago. And he just happened to be a really skilled player that wanted to join, and he's been coaching us to like help bring people up to speed who are new and people like me who aren't that good but have been playing for a long time. And then it just kind of started meshing. So he does what he needs to. He makes call outs and we just kind of follow his lead.
Yeah, and he's like really chill and patient with us not being good at the game. So it's nice. It's great.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, the team definitely like would not exist without him. He like pulled us together and encouraged us to just pull in people who literally had zero experience. So because we're a pretty small company compared to some of the ones we're playing. So
fascinating.
Well, it's great that you did find each other and did get together. Do you by any chance know if Asher is playing in any other game titles in the CEA?
We're not. It's our first esports anything for sure. So hopefully next season.
Good start, right?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we can get some other titles in there.
Good to hear. And of course, you are not just competing for your own honor and fun. There is some charity work being done by just playing the game, which is what we love about it. Your charity, Boys and Girls of Club of Burlington, Vermont. It sounds like a very regional organization. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, so Boys and Girls Club is something that is pretty nationwide. A lot of our players are centered in our Burlington office of Vermont, so we chose to choose that location. Hopefully in other seasons we can rotate amongst our other office hub locations and choose charities for those locations as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
Fantastic. Well, I think, guys, that about brings us to the end of the interview portion. It's been great to have a little bit of a chat with you. Before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to our whole team for our first W and always having great attitudes, even if it seems stacked against us. So
Great. Well,
Yeah.
all three of you, thank you again for joining us. We look forward to seeing how far you can take this over the rest of the group stage and the playoffs. And for myself and Man of Class, we're going to take a little bit of a break while we get our next teams into lobby ready to go. But don't go too far because we're back in hopefully just a few minutes.